Hi and welcome to Camille's Country Corner. I am Camille, and on today's episode we will be making some chicken scallopini. That is an older recipe, but it's always a great classic. Alright, let me show you what you will need for this recipe, but before we start, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Definitely hit that like button. Alright, let's get started with tonight's dinner. For this recipe, you will need some chicken breasts. I'm using about 4 here. Garlic, some lemon, butter, heavy cream, olive oil, mushrooms, salt and pepper, and we need some flour for dredging. And I am going to be cooking mine with a side of rice, and we will need some thyme. Let's get started. All right, for this recipe, I have just a plastic bag that I'm going to be pounding these in, because we want to get them much flatter than they are right now. So, go ahead and fold this back. And I'm going to be using 4 of these chicken breasts today. Let me just rinse my hands in between. With any sort of mallet, you just want to pound these down. Okay. This is the thickness I am looking for, so maybe about a 1/2 inch. That's the size that we want. Once I get all of this noisy pounding done, I will bring you back and show you the next step. All right, now that we have all of the chicken pounded down, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to season it with salt and pepper. And we want to do that on both sides. All right, we're going to go ahead and take the flour, and we are just going to, let me switch it around. We're just going to dredge in the flour, getting it coated on both sides. Chicken scallopini is an Italian dish, and it's a classic. It's been around for many years. And you can do this with chicken, you can do it with beef, you can do it with veal, you can even do it with pork. You just have to pound your meat really thin to make sure that it's cooked all the way through, because this is a dish that is started and completed on the cooktop on your stove. Just have a little piece here that fell apart, so we're just going to cook that up too. All right, now that it's all together, let's take this to the stove. All right, to my frying pan, I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of olive oil. I'm just using some extra virgin. My oil should be up to temperature. And I'm going to do this in 2 batches. So I'm just going to fry my cutlets here. So let me grab a plate to put these on once they're done, so we can keep them warm. I've just got this on a medium-high. These should only take about maybe 5 minutes on the first side, and then maybe 3 to 5 minutes on the other side. All right, it's been about 3 to 5 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and flip these. And that's what you want. You want it to be a little bit brown on that side. We will probably flip this one more time because it's not fully cooked on this side. Okay, now that the chicken is done, or almost done, because we're going to add it back to the sauce, I am going to go ahead and add a couple of tablespoons of butter. I'm also going to add the equivalent of a medium purple onion or a shallot, whichever you prefer. Give that a minute. I also have 8 ounces of some button mushrooms that I'm going to go ahead and saute these as well. Going to go ahead and add a couple of cloves of garlic. All right, now that we have had the onions and the mushrooms cooking for a few minutes, I am going to go ahead, oh no, not that first. We're going to add about a tablespoon or 2 of flour. We're going to go ahead and cook all of that raw flour taste out. We're going to go ahead and make our sauce now. And I think I forgot to pull it out, but I am using a half a cup of chicken stock that I have made. I'm also going to add half a lemon here. And then we also have a half a cup of heavy cream. Now we haven't seasoned this at all, so I am going to add some salt. This is just some pink Himalayan salt because I forgot to refill my kosher salt. And then I'm going to definitely turn this down because I'm going to add some pepper. And then I'm going to add in about a teaspoon to a tablespoon of fresh thyme, depending on how much you like. If you do not have the fresh thyme, add about a half of a teaspoon of the dried thyme. All right, let me grab a spoon so we can give this a taste and see if it needs anything else. Does need a little bit more salt. I'm going to grab my kosher salt here. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off, and we're going to put these chicken cutlets back in. And warm them back up in this beautiful sauce. Normally this calls for capers. Nobody had capers. I've checked a couple of different stores. They didn't have it. So I'm not a huge fan of it anyway. So it's okay to leave it out. All right, let me show you what this looks like all put together. Okay, this is what it looks like when the chicken scallopini is finished. Looks delicious. All right, guys, now that it is done, let's go ahead and give this a try, shall we? Now, I've just served mine on a bed of rice, and we have some green beans as a side. That chicken is so tender. That sauce is lemony and creamy deliciousness. And it's got the onions and the mushrooms. It's perfect. And the hint of thyme. It's a classic for a reason. I sure hope you try making this recipe. Simple, easy for a weeknight meal, or even if you want to make it for a Sunday special. It's fantastic. All right, guys, if you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button. Definitely hit that like button, and we will have more recipes coming up, and hope to see you next time. Thanks for stopping by today. Have a good one.